Today's edition of Mac Voices is sponsored by Smile, the makers of PDF Pen for Mac, PDF Pen Pro for Mac, PDF Pen for iPhone and iPad, PDF Pen Scan Plus for iPhone and iPad, Text Expander for Mac, Text Expander for iPhone and iPad, and Disk Label. Find out more about all their great products at smilesoftware.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. Mac Voices is at the Digital Experience in Las Vegas. I'm in the AirTiles booth talking to Bülent about AirTiles. Bülent, it's great to have you.
Thank you very much.
So tell me about AirTiles. What is it and what problems does it solve?
Well, we actually formed a company to actually solve the problems of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi performance varies dramatically depending upon building construction and the number of walls you have. And consumers are not getting the performance that they're paying for their broadband service. They may be getting a several hundred megabit broadband service, but when you go walk around the house, you don't get that type of a connection. And also mobile devices, smartphones and tablets, when they're streaming video, they consume huge amounts of the total capacity of the Wi-Fi network. And this basically leads to a poor consumer experience. The way to solve these problems is to actually have multiple access points or connection points throughout the house. Just like that happens in an enterprise or a hotel, there's multiple access points that you can connect to. And by having them spread around the house, the smartphones or the tablets connect at shorter distances, and then they connect at their maximum capability. The mobile clients also are very sticky. Once they make a connection, they tend to stick to that. And a lot of times at 2.4 gigahertz, because they've gone to sleep, and when they wake up, then they're going back and making that connection. We actually force the clients to make the right connection at 5 gigahertz and to the correct access point, so that you get the maximum throughput. The results we're seeing 85% real actual connection speeds versus the theoretical maximum that particular device can do.
Now, to be clear, this is not a repeater situation or a booster or anything. Yeah. This is a whole different setup.
It's a whole different setup. Each of those nodes are very smart and intelligent, okay? And they're actually routers themselves, each one of them. And then they communicate with each other, coordinate, and as you're moving throughout the house, they'll actually dynamically change the path that you're actually connecting to.
Without losing the connection.
Without losing the connection. And of course, from a consumer perspective, there's only one network ID, one password. All of this happens totally transparently to them in the background, and the network actually it's a complete system that actually moves the network connection and where the mobile client is actually connecting up to.
So is this a solution that works with my existing router or my existing cable modem, or do we just...
It'll work with all your existing stuff. You take one of the devices and over Ethernet connect it to to your modem, and then put the other devices, maybe 2 or 3 of them throughout your house. And they're very small. Here's one of them. And so it's very nice. You can put it up on your bookshelf or in a convenient place. They're not big and ugly with big fat antennas and things like that. So,
and of course, they have to have power, but nothing else.
That's it. Yeah.
How about is there any manual management of this, or do I just plug them in and they do all the work?
They do all the work. They're all smart. They configure themselves. In fact, if you make a username or password change, it automatically propagates throughout the system, and there is a app that comes along with it that to help the consumer actually configure things.
Now, that was going to be my next question. By doing this, am I compromising my home network security in any fashion?
No. It's using the same Wi-Fi security credentials, etc. In fact, we typically advise people to use the same username and password that they've already been using. That way they don't have to reset all their,
And have another password to remember.
Exactly.
Yeah. What kind of pricing do we have for these, and do you sell them as a pack or a bundle, or how does it work?
We actually sell directly to operators. We're not selling directly to consumers. and our operator customers in Europe, we have about 10 million of these different technology deployed in the field. They sell them for a pair for like $130, and some of them actually make it free as part of their upper end offering. So if you buy their faster broadband, then they give it to you, because if you don't actually get to use the broadband in every corner of the house, it's like people don't want to pay for it then.
How about it in the U.S.? You were talking about Europe. Are they available in the U.S.?
They're available we just announced mid-continent in the Midwest. They're a cable operator. There's two other major guys that are very well along the way, but I can't talk about them yet.
So AirTies may be coming to a provider near you.
Yes, we hope so.
For the folks who would like to learn more, where do we send them?
You can send them to our website, and then we can also lead them to the different operators that are starting to make it available.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Folks, more from the digital experience at CES. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices.
Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the Mac Voices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest Mac Voices news from our front page or at macvoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free Mac Voices magazine on Flipboard by visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.